The shale gas company Quadrilla is asking for the regulations on earth tremors to be relaxed so its test well at Preston New Road in Lancashire can become commercially viable. The firm has been analysing data gathered since it started fracking there in October.
Breaching the current limit, 0.5 on the Richter scale, resulted in its operations stopping several times. But opponents say the rules are there for a good reason and there is no reason to change them. Let's go live to Eunice Muller then. He's at Preston New Road, outside that fracking site for us tonight. Preston, Eunice.
Quadrilla is currently the only company in the UK which is fracking, and that at this site here on Preston New Road in Lancashire. But it's been moving equipment away, raising questions over what plans it had for the future. But today it revealed what it's found here initially, but also what it's asking for.
From the air, little sign of activity. But beneath this exploration site at Little Plumpton, there lies what Quadrilla calls a rich reservoir of recoverable high-quality natural gas. But that assessment is based only on partial testing. It's only Frack 2 of 42 planned stages because of rules around tremors. They've constrained its operations. Going forward, it wants an urgent review of those rules. Campaigners say any adjustments will be damaging.
Well, to be honest, I'm quite appalled by the very suggestion, that the industry wanted the gold standard regulations set in. They wanted to get this industry off the ground. They set those regulations, and now at the first sign of trouble, they want to change it.
Under current rules, if a tremor exceeds a limit of 0.5 on the Richter scale, the company has to cease operations. It's done that numerous times. Today, Quadrilla suggested research says that limit could be raised to 1.5, and that would not pose significant extra risk. To put that in context, a 1.0 increase means a tremor is 10 times as big. In the United States, the threshold is 4.0, over 3,000 times higher.
We need jobs up here, we need investment up here. If this isn't raised this level and it isn't a viable production technique, let's say, because the level's too low, then I just think it's an absolute shame and it's a complete missed opportunity.
The Oil and Gas Authority has confirmed there are no plans to review the traffic light system, and the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy hasn't responded to our request for a comment.
Any change would effectively set a precedent and affect future sites such as Quadrilla's interest here in Rossiter.
Quadrilla says it's committed to Preston New Road, subject to the outcome of a review.
Because this is our third winter here, and so long as they're here, we're going to be here.
I know I've spoken personally to people who said to me, who've never been involved with the campaign directly, they said, if they were to raise the limits and put my only asset under threat, that they would come and join us.
Questions remain over how much shale gas Quadrilla will be able to extract. But the plan, it says, is to resume full operations later this year. Eunice Muller, BBC Northwest Tonight, Little Plumpton.
Well, in recent days, we had Sir John Ratcliffe, the boss of energy firm INEOS, which has licences in Cheshire and also Greater Manchester, warning that the government was trying to shut the industry down through the back door. And now today we have Quadrilla at a pivotal moment for the industry, calling for changes, a sign of nervousness.
Eunice, thanks very much indeed. Yeah, Jim Ratcliffe, who runs INEOS. So we're going to talk to the man who runs Quadrilla now, because in October, soon after fracking had been halted for the first time, Quadrilla's chief executive told us they had no plans to ask for the regulations to be changed. So I asked him earlier, what's changed now?
Well, we did, and we had a letter, as you and your viewers probably know, from the Energy Minister saying there was no plans to change it. So we carried on. We completed our work on the Preston New Road well within the existing regulations. And now what has changed is we have acquired the most comprehensive data set ever acquired on a shale gas well in relation to microseismicity. And we're asking for that data to be taken into account and reviewed, because the fact is the gas is flowing. It looks very encouraging, very promising, could be very big for Lancashire and the UK. But our view on the back of the data is it's highly unlikely to be commercial within the current exceedingly conservative constraints.
Was the shale gas industry consulted when those limits were set for the traffic light system?
Yes, the limits were set back in 2012.
So
and
you were consulted. Sorry, just to be clear, you were consulted.
Oh, we were involved. So we're not pretending that we didn't know what we were getting into.
So now you want to move the goalposts?
Well, as I was about to say, when they were put in place, the then Secretary of State, Ed Davey, was very clear that they had been intentionally set at a very conservative level. They could be reviewed on the back of data, and it was entirely possible they could be raised.
But you'll see where opponents will point out that you've done it, you did it within the regulations that were set. You can't now make any money from it, is what you're saying. So you want the goalposts moved in order to enable you to do that?
Well, I think, you know, it's not just a case of we can't make any money out of it. Our view is that nobody,
well, that's true,
not just us or anybody else, this is not entirely for Cuadrilla's benefit. Clearly, we're a commercial organisation. If we don't make money, we won't succeed. But if we don't extract this gas, the UK will continue to need and use gas, and we're just going to import more and more of it, US shale from the United States. That doesn't make environmental or economic sense.
How much are you talking about? What does it mean? Quantify it. To heat the whole country for a year, 2 years, 10 years? What is it?
We've said that there are over 200 trillion cubic feet of gas in the ground, just in Lancashire licence area alone. Total UK demand is only 3 trillion cubic feet, so that's 70 years in the ground. Of course, only a fraction of that will come out. We've said up to between probably 5 and 10%, but the initial flow results are highly encouraging.
Francis Egan from Cuadrilla, thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.